Irish Family Names by John O'Donovan. Women's names. The names of women have been also very much metamorphosed, and many of the most curious of them entirely rejected. I have now before me a list of the names of women drawn up from the authentic Irish annals and from the history of remarkable women. Curious tract in the Book of Lenin, folio 193. But as the limits allotted to me in this journal will not allow me to furnish such a list, I must rest satisfied with giving such names as are still retained, with a selection from the most curious of those which have been rejected, adding their meanings as far as they are certain. The following are the ancient names of women still retained, as the writer has determined by examining the provinces of Ulster, Connacht, Leinster, and the greater part of Munster. 1. Anya, now Hannah. 2. Grilt, now anglicised Bridget, from its resemblance to the name of the celebrated Swedish virgin of that name. Vrild is a woman's name of pagan origin in Ireland. It has been explained fiery dark with Irish glossographers, especially by Cormac, Archbishop of Cashel, who distinctly states in his glossary that it was the name of the muse who is believed to preside over poetry in pagan times in Ireland. Grilt is now very common in Ireland as the name of a woman in consequence of its being that of the most celebrated of the female saints of Ireland, the patroness of Kildare, who is well known all over Europe as the great patroness of Ireland. 3. Fenola. Though a beautiful name has nearly become obsolete since the beginning of the 18th century, but some few still retain it in the abbreviated form Nuala. 4. Grania, now Grace. 5. Lacerina. Also, though in use not long since, has latterly become obsolete. 6. Maeve, pronounced Maeve. This is still preserved and anglicised as Maud, Mab, and Mabby, and the writer is acquainted with several old women of the Milesian race who still retain it. This was the name of a celebrated queen of Connacht who flourished in the 1st century and who is now known in the legions of the mountainous district of Ireland as Queen of the Fairies. From this country, her spirit found its way into Scotland and hence into the north of England, where Shakespeare met with her, but in rather too diminutive a form for the shade of the Irish heroine. 7. More. The writer believes that there are a few women of this name still living in Ireland, but he is confident that there are but very few, though it was the name of many honourable ladies in the reign of Queen Elizabeth and for a century later. In our own times, however, it has been almost invariably anglicised as Mary, with which it is neither synonymous nor cognate. 8. Sive. Sive is now the name of several women of the old Irish race and who are known to the writer. It is now almost invariably anglicised Sally, to which it bears no analogy. 9. Sorcha. Sorcha is still the name of several women in Ireland, especially in the province of Ulster, but the rising generation are beginning to object to it as being too Irish and are determined on having it changed to Sarah or Sally. The writer is acquainted with families in whom this name is hereditary, and among whom the mother is always called Sorcha and the daughter Sally. And though the latter knows that her own and her mother's names are the same, still would she blush to hear her own name pronounced Sorcha. The name Sorcha signifies clear, bright, and might be well rendered Lucy or Lucinda, but we would like to see it preserved in its primitive form, which is not to be despised either for its sound or signification. 10. Una. This name is still in constant use among the women of Ireland, but when speaking English, they invariably anglicise it to Winifred or Winnie. The writer is not aware that any other name which was in use in the ancient Irish times is now retained except the foregoing. The names Catherine, Evelyn, Eleanor, Isabella, Mary, Honora, Sheila or Celia, and many others now in use and supposed to be of Irish origin do not occur in the account of remarkable women above referred to, and there is no reason to believe that they were ever in use in ancient Ireland. The following is a list of curious names of women which occur in the authentic annals and in the history of remarkable women. It is highly probable that a few of them are of Danish origin. 1. Avian, that is Omwina. 2. Africa. 3. Albi or Alban. 4. Alan. 5. Alma, which means all good. 6. Alphen. 7. Athracta. This name has been restored by the MacDermot of Cullavan. 8. Bardov, black-haired. 9. Bacchain, woman of prosperity. 10. Behui, melodious woman. 11. Blonid Florinda, from blah, a blossom. 12. Brich, vigor. 13. Cooked, a bondmaid. 14. Kialak Day, that is a female servant of God. 15. Kialak Kevin, the female servant of Saint Kevin. 16. Kialak Angus, the female servant of Saint Angus. 17. Kaintegern, which is fair lady. 18. Kiera, the ruddy. 19. Hochrana. 20. Kufla, that is Victoria. 21. Corkra. 22. Corkar, the ruddy. 23. Crean. 24. Devnet. 25. Derval, the true request. 26. Dervogal, the true pledge, Latinized as Dervogula. 27. Dianiv and Diniv. 28. Dechter. 29. Deirdre. 30. Dorin, the Sullen. 31. Dov Kufla, Victoria Nigra. 32. Duvessa Nigra Nutrix. 33. Dunsa, the brown-haired. 34. Dunla, the lady of the fort. 35. Edwina. 36. Etna. 37. Elbury. 38. Emeria. 39. U. 40. Essa Nutrix. 41. Eugenia, female of Owen. 42. Phelemy, the Evergood. 43. Finville, the White Blossom. 44. Findelf, fair countenance. 45. Finovar, of the fair eyelids. 46. Finny, the comely. 47. Finsko, the fair flower. 48. Finda, the fair colour. 49. Flana, the ruddy. 50. Galgus, which means swan white. 51. Gemlorg, means gem-like. 52. Guahat. 53. Gobret, female of Gobon. 54. Gormla, the blue lady. 55. Ida, the just. 56. Lan. 57. Lasser, a flame. 58. Lassarina, flame and a blush of the wine. 59. Lerhan. 60. Lihran. 61. Luan Masi, which means beautiful as the moon. 62. Legach, means pearly or like a precious stone. 63. Male Majan, servant of the morning. Male Majan, servant of the morning. 64. Mongfin, or the fair hair. 65. Monka, the same as Monica. 66. Murgal, the fair one of the sea. 67. Murin Quinita, of the long hair. Neve, meaning effulgence. Orla or Orfla, the golden lady. 70. Ranalt, female of Randall. 71. Ronot, female of Ronan. 72. Shared, the excellent, the same as Sarah. 73. Salula, lady of possessions. 74. Shima, the good tranquility. 75. Sodelva, of the goodly aspect. 76. Sodomina, the good lady. 77. Temar, the conspicuous. 78, Talila, like Delilah. 79, Tindi, the tender. 80, Tressie, strength. 81, Tuala, the noble lady. 82, Uelu, the proud. 83, Ueshli, the gentle. 84, Ualak, the proud. 85, Ukdevla, of the fair breast. 86, Unki, the contentious. We have now seen the process by which the Irish people assimilated their names and surnames to those of the English, and the reasons which led them to do so. I would not so much regret their having done so if I were not aware that some of the families who have thus anglicised their names wish to conceal their Irish origin, as if they were ashamed of their ancestors and country. That another result of these changes must soon be that statistical writers will be apt to infer from the small number of ancient Irish surnames retained in Ireland that all the old race were supplanted by the English. I shall close these notices of the surnames of the Irish people by a remark which I should wish to be universally believed, namely, that no ancient Irish surname is perfect unless it has either O or Mac prefixed, excepting in those instances where the sobriquet or cognomen of the ancestor is used as the surname, as Kavanagh, etc. And accordingly, that 9/10 of the surnames at present borne by the Irish people are incorrect as being mere mutilations of their original forms. Quote, by Mac and O you'll surely know through Irish men always. But if they lack both O and Mac, no Irish men are they. The truth of this well-known dictum may now be questioned, though it was truer a few centuries since. It is but natural to suppose that a conquered people should look upon themselves as inferior to their conquerors. And this rage for adopting English surnames, which prevails at present, is, in the opinion of this writer, a clear proof of the prevalence of this feeling that the Irish consider themselves inferior to the English. Spencer, while he advised that the Irish be compelled to reject their O's and Macs and to adopt English surnames, dissuades his own countrymen from adopting Irish ones, as some of them had done in the following words, which the writer, being as much Irish as Spencer was English, now adopts as his own. Quote, is it possible that any should so far grow out of frame that they should in so short space quite forget their country and their own names? That is a most dangerous lethargy, much worse than that of Messala Corvinus, who, being a most learned man, through sickness forgot his own name.